What is up, everyone? Bochi here, back with another video, and this week I actually wanted to talk about something that happened on Thursday of this past week, and it was Twitch Rivals. Now, if you don't know what Twitch Rivals is, it's pretty much a tournament for streamers on the Twitch.tv platform, and mainly for promotion slash entertainment purposes. But this particular one had a little bit of drama or controversy, I guess you could say, in it. So I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on it and my opinion on what's going on in the community, more or less. So this one in particular was for the game of Legends of Runeterra. It's a new card game by Riot Games. And honestly, if you are into card games, I'd check it out. There's a free-to-play system. Pretty much you can earn your cards as you play. And then there's also cosmetic things like game boards or card backs or little minions that are a little interactive while you play. So if you're interested, I'd definitely check it out. But back to the tournament. So it's a 16-player tournament, all streamers from Twitch.tv, obviously. And so there's a prize pool, pretty much everything that, a tournament would be. And I'll throw up the rules up on the screen for you guys to look at. But the main rule that came into play that is causing a lot of drama or whatever is this one that I'm highlighting right now, and it's a 50-minute time limit per match. Now, generally, I think every card game that I've ever played, and I've played a decent amount of card games, have always had a time limit. Just because in a tournament setting, I guess at least, you don't want games going on forever, and so you want things ending in a timely manner just because the overall tournament length, or you don't want, certain people waiting for their opponent forever and having a totally this match is just starting but this match just ended and type thing. So you want it kind of a unified, hey, the round is done, now you want the next set of rounds to go. Totally understandable. But the big thing too is that in the game of Legends of Runeterra, there's already a bar, and I'll show it up on the screen, that pretty much if a player is taking too long, it'll start counting down. And it's mainly a turn-based counter, so if the counter runs out, it'll skip the player's turn or whatever, or it'll end the player's turn or priority. And so there's kind of a built-in timer, so I don't know if it was really necessary to put a 50-minute timer. I guess more or less kind of more of a time restraint or more pressure type thing. But in this case, it actually caused a lot of issues. So there's two streamers. One was named Magua, the other one's named Swim. And overall, Swim is known for being a slower player just because he is very methodical about what he does. He wants to pretty much make sure he's thinking of every situation or every outcome and makes sure that he's playing to his best ability. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think anyone would ever say anything bad about that. But in this set of matches, they went to time eventually. I'm just gonna, sum it up for you guys. But they went to time, and in the rules, it says after time's reached, you have 3 turns, and then if there's not a winner, then, it's a tie. Well, the thing is in the last match of the series, Magua definitely, I think, in my opinion, had the win. There's not really a way for Swim to get out of the situation he was in, but granted, Swim didn't know that necessarily. He thought maybe, Magua can make a mistake, give him an opening, and, win the match. And so a lot of people were giving Swim a very hard time on it because he was taking his time, thinking everything through, and a lot of people think, he did that in all of his games against Magua in the series, and so ultimately it led to a tie. And that eventually put Magua to the lower bracket and Swim got to the upper bracket. And that was a huge thing because obviously, like I said, the prize pool, it's a decent amount of money versus lower bracket versus higher bracket. And so you had these two streamers, which you could tell Magua was upset about it, but he wasn't, attacking Swim in any way, or anything. But you had the two communities, Magua's community and Swim's community, like going at it, like going into each other's streams, talking bad about one or talking bad about the other. And the thing is like the streams were on a 10-minute delay, so it's not like the streamers could like interact with the chat and tell them, hey, quit it, stop, whatever. So that was a big thing as well. But overall, like a lot of people are sitting here painting Swim as a bad person for, eventually getting a tie because he was taking his time. There was no way to win, all this stuff. And in my opinion, there is a way, like at a certain point in card games, you just give up. You just say, hey, you know what? I can't get out of the situation, or you know what? I'm going to lose, and that's that. Like, that's just how it is. Other times, you can honestly play it out and be like, hey, you know what? My opponent might make a mistake, and it might just give me enough of an opening to win the game. Now, in this situation, like I said, I think Magua had the game set and done, because he is also a very well thought out card player and very experienced, so I don't think he would have made the mistake. But like I said, once again, with the prize pool, who's not going to sit there and try to think their way out of it? I mean, if you're playing for $20,000, like overall, not in that specific match, but overall, you're trying to win. It's not like, it's a friendly game of cards and you're just playing to play. Like, you're playing for $20,000, and it's not like, oh yeah, $20,000 is nothing. It's a decent amount of money to anyone. And so everyone's going to try their hardest. And so I don't think Swim should be getting the hate that he's been getting. Like, I honestly would be taking all the time I have in order to think my plays through, in order to win my match. And overall, as much as it sucks, a tie is better than a loss. So, not saying he was taking his time on purpose to get a tie because he knew he was going to lose, but even if he did, I don't know if you honestly could say that's a bad thing. Like, in my way of thinking, you're playing to win, or you're playing at your best shot of $20,000, right? So who wouldn't take a tie over a loss? Yeah, it's a scummy way of playing the game, like, ultimately, and this is how I play in my card games. If I know I'm gonna lose, I literally just forfeit. Like, I don't sit there and wait it out for a tie, even though there's a lot of card games that you can do that. But the biggest thing is I've never been in a situation where I could win $20,000. So if that was the case, maybe I would do that. And as I don't know. Like, honestly, it's one of those things where unless you're in the moment, you're not going to be doing it. And the time passes a lot quicker without you noticing it when you're playing the game. He could have been thinking normally, and just over time. And so that's what eventually caused a lot of people to go after Swim. And I don't think Swim's to blame at all for what he did. He ended up getting second in the tournament, so he won. Or he almost won the whole tournament, and so a lot of people are mad about that because Magua got pushed to the lower bracket, but Magua did win the lower bracket. So there is some, good things there. I think overall people should be giving criticism toward the rules of the tournament, not toward the streamers. I think all the streamers did very well, played very well, and honestly didn't do anything out of the ordinary, in my opinion. The rules definitely could have been looked at a little bit more, but that's the biggest thing I want to get out of this is, look at the facts, look at the situation. If you're in that situation, would you have done the same thing? It's just crazy to me that the two communities of the two streamers were going after each other, and those two streamers are friends. Like, it's not like one hates the other, and so it's a community versus community thing. The community was going on their own and attacking each other, and I think Magua made it even clear at the end of his stream not to go after Swim, and he's gotten enough slack for what happened, and there's no need for it and stuff like that. So it's just that type of thing. And I think even Swim made a post on the situation and gave his claim and what he said, and honestly what he said I think is true. Like, he hates the whole time limit format thing too. Like, I think this game is quick enough that you won't need a time limit. It won't cause a game or a tournament in general to go too long. I understand why they put the time limit in there, because every card game typically does, but it's the very first Twitch Rivals tournament. It's the very first broadcasted tournament. There was bound to be issues with it. I just don't want the same thing with toxicity in every other game. Look at the facts, look at what's going on, put yourself in those the streamer's shoes. Do you want to be criticized and yelled at for the way that you play the game? I don't think anyone wants to. And it's a big thing to put yourself out on stream and play the game, because let's face it, everyone in chat or anyone watching the Twitch stream is like, oh, I know better, oh, they played wrong, and that type stuff, and it's just not true. They definitely, every streamer has a lot of knowledge of the games they play typically, and so honestly, you might pick up a thing or two from watching them stream, and there's always those backseat gamers, and it's just crazy that communities will yell first and think later. So I just want people to do the opposite. Think about what you're saying to these streamers. Think about what you're think about if you're in their situation and someone was yelling at you about it, or being like, oh, you're bad, or oh, you clearly cheated and you stalled out to get that tie. It's just not the case. You could go back and watch the videos and claim that one player was playing a lot slower than the other, but are you playing for 20,000? And if you were, I bet you would sit there and be thinking just as much as that other person. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today. I honestly think it's a huge thing that got blown up just due to a simple rule issue that maybe will be talked about in future tournaments, and I hope it will. I think the two streamers that were in the middle of it kind of just don't care. It happened to happen. You can't do anything about it in the end. It's just one of those things that it was unfortunate, but it happens, and you can't help that. But as a community, just in general, not from one streamer or another, just in general, think about what you're saying and doing to other people or other I feel like the ultimate thing that came out of this was just bad publicity on Legends of Runeterra, because it was a tournament for that game, and now you have drama circulating around it, and it's just not good. So I don't really think it's so crazy. If you go back and watch, like I said before, you can form your own opinion, and it's honestly not hard to see both sides of the coin. So rather than yelling at people or posting about things and being negative and toxic, just think about it. Just have a well thought out thought before you start writing away and being a keyboard warrior or whatever you want to be. So overall, yeah, that's what I want to talk about this week. I'm hoping to get more gameplay stuff. I've kind of been working on climbing some ranks so I can get high-end gameplay rather than me playing in a lower rank or lower bracket type thing. It's just more enjoyable to see high-end play versus low-end play. But yeah, that's what I'm working on for future videos. I'll also still sit down and talk with you guys like this typically. But yeah, this was kind of like a quick thought out video. I just kind of wanted to touch base on this whole thing going on in the community of a new game that I'm very interested in playing in the long run. So yeah, but thank you guys for all coming and watching this video. Please leave a like and hit that subscription button if you want to stick around for more videos, and also check out my social media if you want to do that as well. But yeah, thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.